Good morning, class. Welcome back to class. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
Good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Good. Thank you. So today we're going to learn about the brain. How does my brain work? That's our topic today. Okay? So before we go into that, let's go over our agenda. We're going to go over our learning targets. We're going to go over our success criteria. Go over the 4 essences of inquiry. We're going to connect to prior knowledge. We're going to gather information and data, and we're going to make sense of that information. Okay? So, who would like to read the learning targets for me? Jeremiah, go ahead. You can read the next one, Jolie.
We are deepening our understanding of how the brain is organized. We are deepening our understanding of the influence of the brain on learning and behavior. We are analyzing the teenage brain research and considering the actions, roles, and responsibilities of teenagers.
Very good. Thank you. So, Jolie, yes, you can read our success criteria for us, please.
I can explain the differences between the teenage brain and the adult brain with regards to emotion. I can analyze multiple texts to determine the influence of the brain on learning and behavior. I can participate effectively in a collaborative conversation with my peers. I can organize my thinking in a notebook following the 4 essences of structure.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. So, what are our 4 essences of inquiry? The 4 essences of inquiry is where you what you think, how you connect to prior knowledge, what you think, what you can predict or hypothesize, gathering information, what you can draw from, what you observe, what can be measured, and what you can record. How do you make sense of the information? You make sense of the information by your thinking, by your hypothesis. What was your hypothesis? Did you meet the hypothesis or not? Also, what have you calculated? What can you conclude based on the evidence of the research? So the last one, the 4th one is metacognition. Metacognition, that helps my thinking because I wonder, my next step is my thinking has changed because this reminds me of further questions to explore or other ideas I have for further research. Further questions I have for further research is things like that, or are things like that. So that is that portion, metacognition. So let's connect to our prior knowledge for a minute. What are some stereotypes of teenagers? Stereotypes about teenagers?
That we're lazy and irresponsible.
Very good, Jeremiah. Yeah, so they tend to say that teenagers are lazy and irresponsible. Thank you for correcting me, Jolie. Thank you. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
Yeah.
With that stereotype?
No.
No, not fully.
Okay, why do you disagree with that stereotype?
Well, there's times that we can be irresponsible and lazy, but there's other times where we're just trying to figure out what we're trying to do, and it's not what we're not fully irresponsible and lazy.
Okay, Jeremiah says teenagers are not fully irresponsible and lazy. Jolie, what are your thoughts on that?
We're not irresponsible because sometimes we can forget things. Like I forgot my jacket at school, but and we're not lazy. Sometimes we just are tired and we need sleep because we need to grow.
Wow, that's a very good point, Jolie. What do you think about that, Nate? She says that sometimes it is not being irresponsible. Teenagers need to get some rest because they are tired and they need to grow. What do you think about that? Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that because since we are still developing into adult people, I think we need more time to sleep so we can have more energy throughout the day.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. He says that we need more energy. Teenagers need more energy to sleep so that they could be so that they won't be tired throughout the day. How many times you go to school where you're tired throughout the day? Yes,
5 days
I
a
see a
week.
lot of hands up. Very good. Very good. So you guys so how do you think teenagers perceive emotions as compared to adults? Jeremiah?
Well, I can say that we experience emotions more intensely because of hormones and also because certain parts of our brain are more developed than other areas of our brain, which influence that.
Very good. Notice he says that certain parts of the brain is more developed than other areas of the brain, which is exactly what we're going to read about today. So, because certain parts are responsible for what? For emotions, certain parts are responsible for behavior, and certain parts are responsible for actions, physical activity. Very good, Jolie. Very good. So, yes, very good. All right. Now, I'm going to show you an image. I want you to look at the image carefully. I'm going to ask you a question. Look at this picture of this woman. What's the emotion of this woman?
She might be surprised.
Okay, so Jolie says that she is surprised.
She seems afraid.
You saying she's afraid?
She looks very confused, maybe.
Confused. Okay, the emotion of this woman, when teenagers tend to confuse this emotion with what you said, Jolie? Surprised, and you said confused. Jeremiah actually got that correctly. This emotion, this woman is experiencing fear. Okay, so this, when you compare what teenagers and adults reactions are about this image here, okay, usually research shows that adults identify this behavior correctly. This woman is experiencing fear. Teens who are under 18, kids 10 to 18, they usually say shocked, surprised, and angry, which you said, right? You said she was surprised. So the reason for that is because the frontal cortex is still being developed in teenagers. Okay, and the amygdala that is responsible for reasoning is not quite developed yet for them to actually for teenagers to actually understand the difference between fear, shock, and surprise. But you guys did very good with this activity. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna read this, we're gonna analyze this text, we're gonna annotate, and we're gonna answer some questions about this. And then there's an output sheet that goes with that. So I'm gonna give you guys this, okay? So Nate, if you could pass these around for me, please. Very good. So we're gonna use an output sheet. Our output sheet looks like this, okay? It looks like this. It looks like this. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so it says KWL. It means what you know, what you want to know, and what you have learned. Okay, that is after we read the passage, after we have analyzed the text, you're gonna answer this last box right here. Okay, so there's another thing that you guys will be doing. It is a brain diagram. The brain diagram looks like this. Your completed work will be looking like this. Okay, so you're gonna answer some questions. It will tell you in the brain diagram, color the frontal lobe red. You color the frontal lobe red. It says color the occipital lobe yellow. You color the occipital lobe yellow. Okay, so that's what you will be doing for that. And then you will look at this the text that we're gonna read together from annotating the text, we're gonna put what is the different parts of the brain responsible for. Okay, so that's how we're gonna fill that in. The reason why we have this lovely sheet here is because Jeremiah worked ahead and he had this nice and ready for us. Okay, so and then after that we're gonna review our work and connect to prior knowledge. So I will give this back to you. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes just to finish this assignment, and then we're gonna go over our answers and discuss some of our answers. While we are reading, remember these are some of the words that's gonna come up, okay? Occipital lobe. These are some of the vocabularies are built in the reading that I want you guys to be familiar with. Temporal lobe, frontal lobe, and all of that is within the reading, okay? As we are reading, I'm gonna ask you guys to repeat certain things after me. And for now, let's read and annotate the text, okay?